So you're thinking, how do I raise an independent child? I don't want to enable my children. One day they're not going to be with me. What do I do? If you're a special needs parent like me, I have a child with autism, that might be in your mind as well. Like, what are they going to do when I'm not around? And then you think about how do I foster this independence? If that is you, then this is the right video that you clicked on, because I'm going to talk about how to raise and foster that independence while without losing our connection with our children. Hello, my name is Marcela Collier. I'm a certified parenting coach and founder of HIC Parenting Education Agency. My team of coaches and I have served 14,151 parents like you, moved from fear and frustration and overwhelm and reactivity to find peace in their parenting and raise secure children. So, if that's the kind of content that you want, subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's talk about independence. There is a misconception when it comes to how to foster independence. We don't foster independence from independence. Children learn independence from dependence. They learn to sleep independently from being with us. What? That sounds counterintuitive, Marcela. It does, but it is the truth. Because independence is the ability of feeling safe and capable of facing a situation on my own. And in order for me to face that situation on my own, feeling safe and confidently, I already had to face that situation with somebody else who made me feel safe and confident. So, if when I was transitioning my twins from co-sleeping to sleeping in on bed, the little toddler beds, I slept next to them the first few weeks. I camped in their bedroom for the first weeks. Do you have to do that? You don't. It's just for you to have in mind, how do I build independence from dependence? So this could be hanging out in their bed until they get really sleepy, and then with time start kind of like moving away until they fully feel secure and safe to do it independently. And that goes with anything. It's like, if what is where, when your children are learning to ride bikes, they first ride with their training wheels on. Their training wheels, you are their training wheels. You are their emotional training wheels. You are with them. You keep them stable when they're kind of wavering. You kind of put them back on track. That's how they build the confidence to do it without the training wheels. And that goes for anything pretty much. For them feeling confident being in a group, for them feeling confident going to school for the first time. I remember when the twins, when I signed them up for preschool, we toured the preschool with all the kids in it. It wasn't when it was empty. We toured the preschool, and then they met the teacher, and they met the classmates with me in it. So when it was day one, they were already that independence was already built from dependence, from me being with them, walking things with them. Now, our own insecurities is what doesn't allow us to be that patient, or the outside messages. If they're sleeping next to you, they're always gonna ask to be in your bed, and then you imagine your child being 40 years old and still coming to your bed, or maybe no. Or if you I don't know, if you rock them to sleep, then they will always, like, all the always, all the never, all the forever things is what doesn't allow us to feel safe, secure, to feel confident in providing that dependence to our children that they need to build their independence. And sometimes this come with such an anxiety that we are like, okay, but I've been here 2 hours trying to get them to fall asleep. And then we get really worked up, and then we yell, and then we snap, and then we react in ways we don't want to react. When we work on knowing exactly what our children need, having that clear expectation of what they need, our confidence and our patience builds up. Now, if you say, hey, I kind of know this, but I still feel really reactive. I get reactive when I get impatient. Then, if that is you, I have a resource that will absolutely help you. And it is a free class that I taught to 14,151 of our clients. Yes, it is free that you can access right now. And I will show you for a four-step system to go from reactivity to allow more peace in your parenting. You can access in hicparenting.com. I'm going to leave a card up here or it's in the description below. Independence is built from dependence. Children won't learn to ride their bikes safely without training wheels. That was me. I never had training wheels. And the first time I got on a bike, I ran towards a fence. And then when we push them to the pool, we push them without their training wheels to the world, then they go and then they crash against the world. And then this creates anxiety, a lot of anxiety. And I didn't want to go on that bike for a long time. So independence is built securely from dependence. Independence is built securely from dependence. If your child's love language is acts of service, meaning that they feel the most love when you do things for them, it's possible that you have this fear of they are all the time demanding for me to do things for them that they can't do themselves. Well, when it comes to this, is said that you would not do things for them that they can do on their own? Well, not necessarily, because for example, my husband, his love language is acts of service, and he's fully capable of making his breakfast, but for sure he appreciates it when I do it. So it's not about not doing things that they already know how to do, but it is doing things, serving them, but at the same time teaching them. I grew up with an enabler. My mom was an enabler, and when I got married, I had no idea how to do many things, all the way from paying my bills to frying an egg. So, how would my life would have been a lot easier if, as a teenager, yes, I had times when my mom cooked for me, amazing, awesome, thank you for frying my egg, but at the same time, for me to get that service, not because I cannot do it by myself, but because it's an act of service. It's a nice thing. Like I still know how to fry an egg. You still taught me, mom. Thank you. But if you're serving me, it's okay. So you see what's the difference? One thing is not teaching them, and another different thing is um, doing things for them because we don't teach them their skills. Okay. My brother has Down syndrome, and this is the time a day when he's 43 that my mom helps him get dressed. I know because I've seen him doing other things that he can learn to get dressed independently. And this will build his confidence so much. So I wish my mom understood that it is not that he doesn't need help, but is helping him at the same time of teaching him and developing skills in him. That will help him so much. If he could see his clothes on the bed and just get dressed on his own, I think he would feel really empowered. So that's what I have when it comes to how to raise independent children without losing connection with them. I'm very curious. Is your child's love language acts of service? If yes, let me know in the comments. If this video gave you encouragement, insight, aha moments, share it with one friend. Share it with one friend who wants to raise an independent child and who may appreciate the guidance of how to do so. Share it with one friend, and it only takes understanding of yourself and of your children's needs to raise secure children. See you next time.